We've all been there. That moment when things don't go as planned, when our dreams seem miles away, shrouded in the shadow of what we perceive as failure. The weight of disappointment can be heavy, I know, but what if I told you that within those very failures, the seeds of something extraordinary are sown? Yes, my friends, it's true. It's in those moments of perceived setbacks that true growth happens. It's when we stumble and fall that we learn to rise stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. Today, we embark on a journey. In this modern reflection on timeless pioneers, we explore not just their struggles, but how their lessons echo in our everyday lives. A journey to uncover the stories of remarkable individuals who dared to dream big, who faced adversity head-on, and who ultimately transformed their failures into the building blocks of triumph. These pioneers, these visionaries, understood that the path to success is rarely a straight line. It's a path paved with challenges, setbacks, and yes, even failures. But they also understood something even more profound. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone on the road to achieving it. So let's dive in, shall we? Let's explore the lives of these incredible individuals. Let their stories inspire us, and let their resilience ignite a fire within us all to embrace our own setbacks and turn them into our greatest triumphs. Let's start with a man whose name is synonymous with innovation itself, Thomas Edison. Imagine a world without the electric light bulb, a world shrouded in darkness, where productivity ceased when the sun went down. It's hard to fathom, isn't it? But that was the reality before Edison illuminated our lives. Now, you might think that a genius like Edison, a man who brought light to the world, would have been immune to failure. But you'd be wrong. In fact, Edison embraced failure. He saw it as an essential part of the inventive process. He famously said, and I quote, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Think about that for a moment. 10,000 attempts. Can you imagine the perseverance, the unwavering belief in his vision that fueled Edison's tireless efforts? He didn't see those attempts as failures. He saw them as valuable lessons, as stepping stones on the path to success. And that, my friends, is the key. It's about shifting our perspective, changing the narrative in our minds. You see, Edison understood that every failed experiment brought him one step closer to finding the solution. He didn't allow setbacks to deter him. Instead, he used them as fuel, as motivation to keep pushing forward, to keep experimenting, to keep believing in the power of his vision. And ultimately, it was that unwavering belief, that refusal to accept defeat, that led him to the invention that would change the world, the incandescent light bulb. Imagine the moment that first bulb flickered to life in Edison's lab. Can you feel the electricity in the air, the sense of triumph, of accomplishment? But more importantly, can you imagine the immense satisfaction of knowing that years of relentless effort, of embracing failures as stepping stones, had led to that singular moment of breakthrough? That's the power of resilience, of embracing failure as a teacher, as a guide on the path to success. And it's a lesson that extends far beyond the realm of invention. It's a lesson that resonates in every aspect of our lives. Whether we're striving for professional success, personal fulfillment, or simply trying to navigate the challenges of everyday life, Edison's story reminds us that setbacks are inevitable. But it's how we choose to respond to those setbacks that truly defines us. We can choose to let them defeat us, to dim our light, or we can choose to embrace them, to learn from them, and to emerge from the darkness, stronger and more brilliant than ever before. Now let's fast forward to the 21st century, to a man who embodies the spirit of innovation and risk-taking, Elon Musk. From revolutionizing the automotive industry with Tesla, to his audacious vision of colonizing Mars with SpaceX, Musk has dared to dream bigger and bolder than anyone else in our time. His journey is riddled with setbacks, from early struggles with PayPal to SpaceX rocket failures. But Musk embraces failure, famously saying, "Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough." Each failure provided insights that led to groundbreaking achievements like reusable rockets. Musk's story is a testament to perseverance, dreaming big, and turning setbacks into stepping stones. It's a lesson for us all to embrace challenges, dare greatly, and keep reaching for the stars. You know, we often talk about reaching for the sky as a metaphor for dreaming big, for aiming high. But the Wright brothers They took that metaphor literally. They looked up at the birds, at the clouds, and they dared to imagine a world where humans too could soar above the earth. Imagine the audacity, the sheer willpower it took to pursue a dream that many considered impossible. They didn't have blueprints. They didn't have a guidebook. What they had was a vision, an unyielding belief in their ability to defy gravity and reshape the boundaries of human potential. Think about those early attempts, the countless crashes, the setbacks that would have made most people give up. But the Wright brothers, they saw each failure not as an end, but as a stepping stone. They learned from every mistake, every flawed design, every failed attempt to launch their flying machine. And that's what's so inspiring about their story. It's a testament to the power of resilience, of never giving up on a dream, no matter how audacious it may seem. Can you imagine the naysayers, the doubters who scoffed at their ambition? People telling them it couldn't be done, that humans were not meant to fly? But the Wright brothers, they held fast to their vision. They tuned out the noise and focused on their goal. They understood that every great achievement, every breakthrough, is often met with resistance. It's the resistance that tests our resolve, that reveals our true strength. And the Wright brothers, they met that resistance with unwavering determination. They spent countless hours in their bicycle shop, tinkering, experimenting, refining their designs. They faced financial challenges, technical difficulties, and even skepticism from their own family. But they never lost sight of their dream. And finally, on that blustery December morning in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, their perseverance paid off. The Wright Flyer took flight, soaring above the sand dunes for a mere 12 seconds, but changing the course of history forever. Now, let's talk about Steve Jobs, a man whose name is synonymous with innovation, with pushing the boundaries of technology. But what many people don't realize is that Steve Jobs' path to success was paved with setbacks, with detours that would have derailed even the most determined individuals. Imagine being forced out of your own company, the company you poured your heart and soul into, the company that was, in many ways, your baby. That's exactly what happened to Steve Jobs. He was ousted from Apple, the company he co-founded at the age of 30. Can you imagine the sting of rejection, the feeling of failure? It would have been easy for Steve Jobs to wallow in self-pity, to give up on his dreams. But he didn't. He used that experience as fuel, as motivation to prove everyone wrong. And that's what I find so remarkable about Steve Jobs. He didn't let failure define him. He didn't let it break him. Instead, he used it as a springboard, a catalyst for even greater creativity and innovation. During his time away from Apple, Steve Jobs founded Next, a computer company that, while not commercially successful, would later play a pivotal role in Apple's resurgence. He also bought Pixar, a small animation studio that, under his leadership, would revolutionize the world of animated films. But it was his return to Apple in 1997 that cemented his legacy as a visionary leader. He came back with a renewed focus, a laser-like determination to turn the struggling company around. He had learned from his mistakes, he had grown from his experiences, and he was ready to lead Apple into a new era. And lead he did. Under his guidance, Apple launched a string of iconic products: the iMac, the iPod, the iPhone, the iPad. Products that not only revolutionized the tech industry, but transformed the way we live, work, and connect with the world. Steve Jobs' story is a powerful reminder that failure is not final, that setbacks can be opportunities for growth, and that sometimes the greatest comebacks are preceded by the most humbling falls. And then there's Marie Curie. Oh, honey, let me tell you, this woman was a force of nature. Imagine being a woman in the late 1800s, early 1900s, pursuing a career in science. It was unheard of. But Marie, she didn't let that stop her. She was brilliant, passionate, and determined to make her mark on the world. She faced prejudice, she faced skepticism, she even faced closed doors, all because she was a woman. Can you imagine being told you can't pursue your passion simply because of your gender? But Marie, she just held her head high and pushed forward. She knew her worth, she knew her capabilities, and she refused to let anyone dim her light. And let's talk about her research. Groundbreaking, absolutely groundbreaking. Studying radioactivity, something completely unknown at the time. It was dangerous, it was challenging, and it required an unwavering dedication. But Marie, she was fearless. She spent countless hours in the lab, meticulously conducting experiments, driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge. She wasn't afraid to get her hands dirty, to experiment, to take risks. And you know what? Her dedication, her perseverance, it paid off. Marie Curie made history, not only as the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, but as the first person and only woman to win it twice in 2 different fields. Talk about making a statement. Here's the thing about Marie Curie that I find so inspiring. It wasn't just her brilliance, but her unwavering spirit. See, she understood that failure, setbacks, they were just a part of the journey. They were opportunities to learn, to grow, to come back even stronger. And that's what she did, time and time again. She didn't let the doubts of others define her. She didn't let societal limitations hold her back. She carved her own path with every ounce of her being, and in doing so, she changed the face of science forever. Marie Curie's story is a testament to the power of perseverance, the importance of believing in yourself, even when the world doesn't. She teaches us that our circumstances don't define us, our spirit does. And that when we set our minds to something, when we pursue our passions with unwavering dedication, we can achieve anything. So the next time you face a challenge, think of Marie Curie. Think of her unwavering spirit, her dedication to her craft, and her refusal to give up on her dreams. Let her story be a beacon of hope, a reminder that we all have the power to overcome obstacles and achieve greatness. We've met some incredible individuals on this journey, haven't we? Visionaries, pioneers, people who dared to dream big and then went out and made those dreams a reality. And you know, when you look at their stories, there's a common thread that runs through each and every one: resilience. Think about it. Thomas Edison, with his thousands of attempts to create the light bulb. Elon Musk, facing setback after setback in his quest to revolutionize space travel. The Wright brothers, defying gravity and public doubt to conquer the skies. These weren't overnight successes. These were individuals who faced countless challenges, countless failures, but they refused to give up. They understood that setbacks are not the opposite of success. They're a part of it. They embraced those challenges, they learned from their mistakes, and they came back stronger, more determined than ever before. That's resilience in action, my friends. And it's not just about bouncing back, it's about bouncing back higher. Each failure, each obstacle, it's an opportunity to learn, to grow, to refine your approach. It's about having the courage to look at your failures, not with shame, but with a curious mind, asking yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to fuel my next attempt? Now, resilience goes hand in hand with another key ingredient for success: a growth mindset. You see, successful people, they don't see failure as a destination. They see it as a stepping stone. They believe in their ability to learn and grow. They embrace challenges, and they see effort as the path to mastery. And that's what sets them apart. They don't shy away from hard work. They don't let setbacks define them. They understand that the journey to success is often paved with challenges, and they're willing to put in the effort, to persevere, to keep going even when things get tough. Because that's the other secret sauce, isn't it? Perseverance, the unwavering belief in your vision, the commitment to keep going even when the going gets tough. It's about having that fire in your belly, that voice inside you that says, I can do this and I won't give up until I do. And you know, perseverance, it's not always pretty. It's about those early mornings, those late nights, the moments of doubt, the times you want to throw your hands up and say, I'm done. But it's in those moments of struggle, that true growth happens. As we bring this journey to a close, I want you to remember this. Every great story, every accomplishment, every triumph, it all begins with failure. It's those stumbles, those setbacks, those moments when we feel like giving up, that shape us, that mold us, that ultimately lead us to our greatest achievements. Embrace the lessons that failure offers. Turn those setbacks into opportunities for growth, for learning, for coming back stronger and wiser. Never stop believing in your dreams, in your potential to achieve greatness. Keep striving, keep growing. Your triumph is just ahead. Ready to rewrite your own story? Start today. Remember to subscribe to Awaken Your Potential and explore the tools I use every day to stay focused, inspired, and ready to rise. They're all in the description below.